I'm going to take a call from Mr. Warlight. All right. Mr. Warlight's coming out of Alaska, and he says that he has proof that leprechauns might exist. All right.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. What do you got?
Yes, so I have a few pieces of evidence for the possibility of leprechauns existing. I would like to get you guys' thoughts on that.
Can I get like a, one sentence or less definition of what a quote leprechaun is?
Yes, it's a humanoid. It's a humanoid character. Okay, it's like from like Irish folklore. It wears green suits and it hides gold at the end of rainbows.
The buckles on his hat, cool. Or is that not important?
I would say that. Look, it's a spectrum. Well, it could be kind of that, or it could just be very similar to that.
All right, fair enough. Could be a band. Could be a simple green hat. Okay, go on.
Yes, so I can take you to the very first account of leprechauns and get your opinion on that.
Why not?
Hit me.
Yes. So, in the 12th century, the Ulster king, the king of the Ulsters, Fergus, fell asleep by an ocean side, and he was dragged away by not by one, not two, but 3 leprechauns.
3 is the number of the leprechauns, and the number of the leprechauns was 3. Yeah.
Yes, but as soon as his body hit the cold water, he woke up and he chased them away. But dude, that's like he saw the leprechauns, man.
Nice. What? That sounds like that's from a history book. What was the book? What was that from? I like folklore. Where is that from?
Okay, it's. I just, I actually got it from a historical source on the internet.
What's the name of the source? What was the website?
Wikipedia.
Got it from Wikipedia. Okay. So
because there's an article that says that a thing happened, this thing happened. How is this evidence? Help me out here.
Okay, if you don't take that as evidence, I have more. I have like two more.
Well, it's great, but
one is good if it's real.
Yeah, one is good. That's not even evidence, but that's just a story. There's a better way to phrase this, but the plural of myth is not history. But what was the site? You got it from Wikipedia, and that's fine because the nice thing about Wikipedia is at the bottom of the page you can go look at a citation. Why don't you go ahead and find that citation and give us that citation?
Sure. It says, look, Celtic Culture, a historical encyclopedia by Koch John T. That's
cool.
That's one.
Yeah. So it's an encyclopedia of cultural myths. Okay. So there's a story, but at its root, Mr. Warlight, there's a story about a king, I guess, who was asleep and was carried into water by 3 leprechauns, and then and did he see them running away or something? According to the story.
Well, as soon as his body hit the cold water, he woke up and he chased them away.
Right. Okay. And he was a king, so did he call an APB, all points bulletin, on rounding up these leprechauns? Because I'll tell you something, a king has that power, can mobilize knights and the guard to round these leprechauns up. Do you know if there is any other evidence other than a story told? Well, a story about a king reporting this to someone. Was there any? Did they catch one? Did they do an autopsy? Were there drawings done by the scribes? What do we know about what happened after that? Or is it just a story?
Yes, according to the historical account, you see, they did catch the leprechaun after they ran away. He seized them. It says.
sees them. Okay, and then what?
Oh, look, this is a while ago. I mean, we don't see them today. But look,
Right. Why do you think?
have
Why do you
two
think we
more.
don't see them today?
Because it's for the same reason we don't see Julius Caesar today.
Because they're all dead.
Correct.
Okay. Now, Christy, are you convinced by this, or do you have questions?
I am not convinced. I think that we are a few pieces of important data away from having any data.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested, Mr. Warlight, and I'm not going to say I would like to believe. I don't have a particular emotional attachment or need for there to be leprechauns, but I am very much interested in how you got down this path, because clearly you would not believe us. You would not be interested. You'd be bored, frankly, if Johnny and I just started pulling up random websites and saying, well, here's a website says that a thing happened, or that there was a story from a person, and you wouldn't find that compelling or meaningful in any sort of useful way. But there's something about this story from this website that feels more useful, and I don't know what that thing is, and I'm hoping you can maybe help me understand why you would find this to be meaningful.
Well, I mean, look, if you don't find this to be convincing, I know where you can find real leprechauns, where they've been documented to be real, and they show up.
I'd love to hear one of these places. Where are they documented to actually show up, and who documented them, and how do you know about it?
Yes, they show up quite often at this place. So on St. Patrick's Day, you show up to Dublin, and you will see leprechauns, on the parades, and in participating in it. Like, the leprechauns show up there, and you will see them.
Sure.
There's lots of photos,
Yeah. Of that, I'm sure. Well, thank you for your time, Christy.
Yeah, I don't know much else to say about it. It's worth noting that Wikipedia, that same website, if we want to just use the term website to describe all of that archive, says that that leprechauns are figures from folklore. So I think the understanding on that very website is that none of this is real. So I'm very curious about the process of information, and I'm hoping that Mr. Warwick can put some of that together, can sort of think through the rationale and come to some ideas of not just what he believes, but why.
I think I can tell you what, Mr. Warlight. I'm willing to bet as many wooden nickels as you can find that Mr. Warlight believes that it's worth his time to call in with silliness. That's what I think it is.
Sure.
So